Taurus. We're going to talk about the astrology first for Taurus risings, and then we're going to go on to the tarot for you guys. I think I already know what deck I'm going to use for you guys. Yes, I have multiple decks over here. But if you have requests, you know what decks I have, put it in the comments, put it in the chat. I keep saying comments, but like, I'll get used to it. All right, Taurus. Let's talk about some stuff here. I'm going to try to minimize my screen again so that I can show you guys the astrology a little bit more if you haven't seen it. And because we're going to have these edited videos over on YouTube, I want to make sure everybody can see this part, okay? So, let's see here. Excuse me, guys. Actually, I'm going to turn on the AC for a second. Let me know if it's a little loud. It is just so hot here. I don't like it. Sit here with no AC for the rest of the day because it's 82 degrees. Welcome to Florida. It's hell. All right, so Taurus. On the 5th of July, which is actually Tuesday, we're coming right up to this energy here. We have Mars moving into your sign. So, and again, when I'm talking about the astrology here, remember I'm talking about Taurus rising. So do watch the astrology aspects for your rising sign. Okay, although it probably will affect you as your sun sign in a similar-ish way, but definitely always check out the astrology for the month ahead for your rising sign. It's definitely going to be more helpful and more relevant to what you're going through and will be going through. So, we have Mars moving into Taurus. So, I'm laughing because the last time Mars was in Taurus, or the last time Mars moved into Taurus, and if you're into astrology, you will know it was January 6th. We all know what happened that day, right? Like, I mean, especially in America, we know what happened that day. So, I'm bringing this up, like, you feel however you want about it. It was not really, I feel like what their goals were not exactly met. You know what I mean? So Mars in Taurus is a lot slower because Mars is it's very, I don't want to say exalted, that's not the right word. It's domicile in Aries, so it's where it's supposed to be. It's like this really intense, like free-flowing, like feet off the ground, like you're just lifted off, like space propelled forward with a lot of energy, a lot of vigor, a lot of momentum. It's, you know, all, I always think of it as like gunpowder and swords and just like bam, 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 like literally that kind of energy. So it moving into Taurus, and where it will be in detriment, is like an immediate, like halting kind of energy. It really slows things down. So what was started in Mars and Aries, what was planned in Mars and Aries, and this is why I'm using the January 6th thing as a kind of example, is like they had this momentum going forward. I'm sure everybody had these ideas of what they were going to do, but when it comes down to it, it's kind of half-assed. It didn't really work out the way they planned, did it? So it's kind of, there's a lot of stubbornness and like, I'm going to move forward with this, whether it's going to be perfectly successful or not, but it's like, but you're half-assing it. So you're going to have to find a way here, and I think it'll be a little easier for you guys because it is in your first house of, you know, finding a way to continue the momentum of what you started with with Mars and Aries there. Because, and also something to remember with Mars and Taurus, and I'm going to try to remind every sign that it's like, it's like, the energy, it goes from like sharp swords with Mars and Aries to like very dull blades and like more dangerous, more like prone to accident kind of energy. So just be careful, pay attention when you're driving, pay attention to what you're doing physically, because you don't want to end up in an accident or really hurt yourself, okay? So we also have on the same day there on July 5th, we have Mercury moving into Cancer, and Mercury rules your second house of money, and it's going into your third house of siblings. It's going into your, third house of siblings, neighbors, tech, communication. Third house rules like too much stuff. It's kind of annoying. So you're gonna be really focusing a little bit more on the day-to-day things that you need to spend money on. You're gonna make more lists, and it's gonna be a more frustrating energy for you. Like this Mars and Taurus, Mercury and Cancer is gonna make you more frustrated, more irritable, more unpleasant. So just like, the thing with Taurus is, and a lot of people will tell you, is that you'll know this if you are a Taurus sun or rising or a Taurus Mercury, you can come across as like harsher than you mean to be. Like, you can come across as mean. And it's like, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just telling it like it is. Like, I just see things in a very straightforward manner, and I'm gonna be upfront with you. Like, sorry if that like hurts your feelings, that kind of energy. But it's like, just be aware of that, because you might not be coming across the way you think you are to everybody. So just be a little nicer, a little more understanding, and you know, that kind of stuff. Hello, Shozumi, nice to see you. Hello. Awesome to see you here. So yeah, let's keep going with Taurus for the month of July. So now we're going to go on to the 13th, which is the full moon in Capricorn. And I love that little sticker with the cat and glass. That's really funny. I don't think I've seen that one on here. And I've been on Twitch for a while, like watching other people. It's just like, yeah, and it's really nice to be here as well. It's really fun to like be back. I'll chat a little bit more in between the astrology and the tarot, just so I can like put it out more. But yeah, the 13th we have the full moon in Capricorn, and that's gonna be in your 9th house. So and again, this is for Taurus rising if you're just joining. So this is gonna be in your 9th house, this full moon in Capricorn, and it's gonna be really showing you your spiritual breakthroughs. It's gonna be like really highlighting those moments for yourself there, and through your 3rd house. So it's like, how do you communicate these breakthroughs are that are happening internally with you? And I'm not a Taurus rising, but I will say I've been feeling this really intense, like, you know, just like these breakthroughs of like, how do I, now that I'm believing this in myself, now that I'm coming to these realizations, how do you communicate this outwardly to other people, and what do you do? So you have to utilize really what you've learned in these day-to-day life like situations here, and also utilize like what you've learned about yourself spiritually, and find a way to communicate that and live that outwardly. So there's a lot of spirituality and traveling, like things that are going to be like realized, a lot of 9th house stuff, maybe even higher education. And again, I'm not even a Taurus rising, and that's like, just reading that right now is like really vibing with me. But on the 16th we have the Mercury Cazimi, where Mercury Cazimi, in Cancer. So it's your 2nd house ruler of money, conjoining with your 4th house ruler of home and family. And you're going to be spending a little bit more time in these areas there. So there are going to be a little bit more clear messages from people that are close to you, and communication that has needed to be cleared and needed to be, you know, the communication that's needed to be had, I believe, will be had to you. You will be having that by July 16th. You will be able to have those conversations, say what you need to say, hear what you need to hear from other people, especially. Like, you might have some intense conversations and then be like, whoa, like, that was kind of intense, but like afterwards be like, but that feels really cleared out now, and I needed to hear that, or we needed to have that conversation. And then on the 18th, we have Venus entering Cancer. So that's pretty nurturing, rejuvenating. We're going to feel a lot more connected with the people that are closest to us. There's going to be this really, like, because Cancer is very about nurturing, protecting, and nurturing the things that like make you happy, like your home, your family, the people you care about, the things that you love, and spending a little bit more money in these areas. So there's going to be like, oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm like reading the wrong notes there for a second. So I write notes for myself with all this because obviously there's a lot to remember. And I like to be sure I'm on the right path here because there's 12 different signs. But yeah, with Venus entering Cancer, there's a lot of stimulation in the 3rd house for you guys, because that is your 3rd house. So it's prioritizing what's really important and needs to be done in these areas. It's like you're going to have like all this kind of like stuff like, I want to do this, I want to, you know, nurture this, I want to buy this, I want to do that. Try not to overspend to make yourself feel too comfortable. Like, just be aware of what you're spending money on in that kind of realm is something I will just kind of warn you guys with. Being a Venus rule person, you don't want to like get out of control. But yeah, prioritize what's more important for you and what needs to be done, as so much shifts into your 4th house energy here, because it's going to be a huge shift into the 4th house for you Taurus risings. On the 19th, we have Mercury going into Leo, and Mercury rules your 2nd house of money and your 5th house of pleasure, of sex, of children, of creativity, of your vices as well. So it's and this is going into your 4th house as well. So your identity and will are really going to be highlighted, and really going to be put up front for you guys right there. And money is going to be more focused on, you know, your identity in terms of your identity's relationship with home and living situation. And you know what that means for these real people. So again, watch out for the comfort purchases. It's something I'm going to keep reminding you. I feel like July is going to be a month where it's going to be hard to not do that, but like, just try not to. You're going to like be, also again, Mercury and Leo is a really like outwardly spoken, like, this is how I feel kind of energy, like, ugh. So like, just be aware that like that's going to be happening as well. And you might be really speaking with a microphone about how you feel to everybody in a really loud and intense way. So we also have the new moon in Leo on the 29th, also again in your 4th house there. So what do you need in your home living foundation kind of situation there in the 4th house to really get comfortable there? And again, that's really, you're going to be really focusing on like how to make yourself more comfortable as all this 4th house energy really comes together. Also on the 29th, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in Aries. It'll eventually retrograde back into Pisces. It will have its transit through Pisces, and eventually it will go fully into Aries. But we've had this taste of Jupiter and Aries, and it's been like very like, dang, I got faith in myself, I'm rushing forward, I'm doing this, I'm making this happen, I'm doing all this stuff. And then when it goes retrograde, you're gonna have this like crisis, not want to say crisis moment, you're gonna have this moment of like, do I believe in myself? Can I really do this? Like, I'm not sure actually. It's like, you're gonna be questioning your capabilities because you're gonna have all these fears coming up. Can I do this? Can I really get through this? Yes, you can. Don't lose that. Do not forget who you are, Taurus. And I would say like, if there's ever a sign that I'm really not worried, the 2 signs I'm really less worried about like losing their faith in themselves are you and Aries. I think it'll be a little harder for Aries, but I think Tauruses, we're very meant to like, we're keep fucking going. Like, it's really hard to distract us from that belief system and that path that we're on. So here, I'm going to maximize my screen here, and we're going to go into your reading, Taurus, okay? Oh my god, this is so frustrating. I hate when I don't have a mouse, but I don't want to go find my mouse right now, to be honest with you guys. So we're going to do it this way. Okay. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm like sniffing right now. Allergies. Because I didn't take my allergy meds now that I think about it. Alright, Taurus. I'm going to get into your reading. What deck do you want to use? I really want to use the Hobbit deck. I feel like I use this a lot for you guys, but like, listen, when you feel what you feel, like, you're going to do it. So we're going to use the Hobbit deck here. And this is the reading for July 2022 for the Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, okay? Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising signs, and anybody that comes through and resonates with this is for you. Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising sign, July 2022. Oh. Okay. Taurus. Taurus. I was not expecting these cards to pop out like that. Whoa, okay. Okay. I'm going to keep pulling a few more, and then we're going to talk about that because, you know what? No, we're going to talk about this first because it's coming up so prevalently. Love is on the table for you guys. We'll just say that right off the bat. We have some nice cards that just came out here. It's weird. I want to say, for those of you, sorry, I need to say this while it's coming through here. I just get the sense for those of you who had something fall apart in Gemini season, this person might come back around with an offer of love. Like, I miss you, I want to be with you, I haven't stopped thinking about you, let's try again. That might happen. I'm not really sure what your answer is to that, but they are coming in to offer you like romance. I mean, the Lovers and the Two of Cups are the first. I was like, all I was focusing on, because my first cards that I pulled out are like, where is their energy at the beginning of the month? Where is their energy at the end of the month? Like, what is the general energy for them at that time? What is like the best way to compound it, describe it? And these are the cards that come up. So it's like, I don't know, you might have like choices at the beginning of the month, like a falling in love kind of thing. Like, you have a choice to go down a path, and by the end of the month, you might have a choice to solidify that, to be in love and to have that relationship. However, I do want to be very clear and say that, like, this doesn't have to be about love. And I kind of get that, like, you guys might have choices in terms of love and career this month. Because, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is what comes out after it as well. So it's like, it's a lot about stability and security. What is it that, like, we want to do? Are we going to choose something? For some of you, I just feel like it's also, in terms of a career situation, I'm just really getting this, like, intense like channeling. I don't know. As I always, like, as you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, I channel through my readings, so things just come flying in. Because I'm a Taurus sun, I feel like, and I feel like this happens a lot more with Taurus and Cancers for me because I am more in those signs and I really resonate with them. But for some of you, I just feel like there's a choice in terms of a career situation. Do you want to choose what is stable, what is secure, what you've done, or do you want to go for something that you love? And it's like, if you choose something that you love, you will find by the end of the month, if you don't give up, that it will love you back. You might get that offer for that job that you want. You might make something happen here. Oh my God. And, oh my God. We have to make a decision about what fulfills us and what doesn't. Oh my God, where'd that card just go? Why'd that just happen? Okay, there it is. I was like, that's so weird. I was like, I had a card, it was very important, then it slipped back in, and I was like, what? I'm going to talk about you anyways. But wow, guys. I mean, the next two out here are the Ace of Wands and the Hermit reversed. And when you get that kind of energy, I mean, I feel like there's something that we don't want to be quiet about anymore. We might have spent too much time together, but, I mean, too much time alone as well. But it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like you're coming out of the gate flying. It's like you still have this idea. Like your momentum, again, like I said, is not really being affected by this. Because you're like, no, I'm a Taurus. I can keep going. Actually, like, oh, this is actually a better pace for me because I can continue to, like, bust my ass and, like, make things happen. But at a pace that, and at a pace that maybe works a little better for me and allows me to, I don't know, get more than 3 hours of sleep a night. Like that kind of situation. And so it doesn't seem bad to me at all. Like, with the Ace of Wands and the Hermit reverse, I just feel like, especially with these other cards here, like, things are really looking up for you guys, but you have to, like, decisions to make and things to do this month is something that I do want to say. It's not like things are coming to you in this really, like, I'm gonna sit. I mean, like, let's be honest, they do, because you guys are amazing at manifesting, so they do kind of just, like, show up for you, but this has been requiring some work, and it will continue to require some work that you have to put into yourself, but it's, like, enjoyable stuff. It's stuff that you like to do, and, like, as a Taurus that's kind of going through a similar path right now, like, I'm not, like, fully resonating with this, but, like, I definitely am resonating with some aspects of this reading, and I don't usually resonate, because I'm a Cancer rising, I usually resonate more with the Cancer readings, but, like, this is beautiful, and I get this. Like, I get this. It's like, what kind of energy in life can I put into myself? Like, I can do this, I can make this happen, but I also want to say, don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. If you need help, ask for help. If you're not good at the organization part, if you're not good at the structure part, if you're not, I mean, a lot of Tauruses are, I'm not, so that's why I'm saying that, but, like, sometimes you need somebody to come in and structure a situation where you might need a creative to come in and create something for you, although you guys are Venus ruled, so probably not, but there are aspects of this that you can ask others for help, advice, and guidance, and I would highly recommend doing so, okay? Because, like, look at this fucking energy, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, am I going to put this in the right order? I don't even know what matters anymore. Because I read them right away. Oh my God. Of course, everything is backwards now. Oh my God. This is so embarrassing and so frustrating. I hate this backwards ass thing. It's making me so mad. Yeah, you have a choice. You have a choice here. What fulfills you and what doesn't? What are you going to do about the thing that isn't? Oh my God. The mirroring thing is going to... Go ahead and make fun of me. I don't care. The mirroring thing is really throwing me the fuck off. But the Judgment card and the 5 of Coins. Like, you're making something happen here. When I see Judgment in the 5 of Coins, it's like, I don't want to be living this empty existence. I don't see a path forward here. Where I'm going isn't giving me anything, and I feel like I'm walking alone and I'm getting nothing out of this. So what can I do to change this situation? How can I move this forward? What can I shift here? What changes? Like, I've been knowing I need to make these changes. I've been seeing the red flags come up, and now is the time of change. And it's like, are you going to keep balancing, like, this emptiness here with this Ace of Cups? It's like, Are you going to keep balancing that? And I feel like for some of you, you might have to. Like, you might be balancing a passion project with actual work that really doesn't feed you. But I feel like by the end of this month, something is going to shift there. And don't worry, we're going to get back into the love aspects as well, because I think there's some love on the table here. But, like, we got to, like, talk. This is crazy. Wow. Just like, wow. Come on, one at a time. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna have frustrations. You're gonna probably like have some fight stuff here. You're gonna have some endings. But these are things that had to happen for you to explore other opportunities and how you can push forward here. It might feel confusing. It might kind of be like a learning curve. You might want to just cut it off before, you know, it goes even further. But I want to say, don't do that. Because you might feel like there's no success here, like it's not going to happen. That Six of Wands and that Ten of Swords, there is a lack of like, I don't feel like this is successful. I don't really see like what I'm getting out of this. I don't know what to do here. But something shifts. Hold on to this. Don't let this go. But do explore options. Seven of Cups there is exploring new ways to do things. And it's a very like, what really fits me better? What is it that I'm trying to get out of this? What is it that I need to do? And you might need to explore some new options, some new opportunities here. What is it that's going to make this enjoyable for me? And I feel like for a lot of you, and I find this a lot with Tauruses, because I read for Tauruses a lot. And I get your energy a lot because I'm a Taurus Sun and Venus, but you have to love what you do it for work. There is like no compromise there. It's not worth it if you don't love what you're doing. And for you guys, it's so important. So there is this need to, again, find that Nine of Cups, and I do think that you will, but you have to be willing to explore. You have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to not see failure as failure. Does that make sense? Like, you cannot see something not working out right away or appearing as a failure because it is not, okay? You need to continue to have faith in yourself in this moment here, because you're gonna get there. It looks good. Like, somehow we get to that Two of Cups. Somehow we get back to that Queen of Coins. And like I said, there will be that moment of clarity, and I do feel like that Mercury Cazimi has a lot to do with that. So if you feel like this first half of July, things are confusing, and you don't know where they're going, and you have to keep on this momentum, but like you don't really know where the momentum went, and you're like, oh my god, like what am I doing? Like, you're gonna get there. The clarity is coming in. The success is coming in. Don't feel like you're not doing anything right. Don't feel like you're not successful. You have to have a lot of failure, and you have to have a lot of lack of growth, really, before you move forward. I mean, look at me. I just moved over to Twitch. I have 2 viewers right now. It doesn't matter to me, though. It doesn't matter, because eventually I'll get back to where I want to get to, and I'm enjoying this more. My happiness matters more to me than trying to make something work that was not going to keep working. YouTube just wasn't working for me anymore. It's not working for a lot of creators as well, and that's just an example there. But like, I do feel like a lot of people have to come to these moments of realization. In Taurus, you're going to be getting these moments of like clicks. It's going to click into place. So pay attention, mark your calendars the 16th, because a conversation that you might have with somebody else, or even just like you might hear something, find something out, receive information on something that is quite life-changing, and that is a really good opportunity. However, again, like there's a lot of creativity this month. To be creative. If you have something that you want to say to people, apologies, whatever, say what you need to say. The Page of Cups to me always comes up as like apologies or communicating something creatively, new creative ideas, something like that. Sorry, where the fuck did the fruit fly just come from? I ain't got no bananas in here. Alright, anyways. But yeah, Page of Cups is also, again, there's renewed love and happiness in something. I feel like there's a real emptiness for you guys and confusion, and trying to hold on to that, trying to juggle this with the absolute opposite feeling of emptiness and sadness and endings and all this other stuff there. Like, there is a real disparity between these cards. I mean, that's pretty clear, right? How do we find that cup? How do we get to that Ace of Cups? Like, we're seeking out that feeling. I want that. I want to feel that way again. Like, you know the feeling that you're chasing. You'll get there. Thanks. Like, don't get caught up in your head about things, okay? So I think that Taurus is, we don't have air. I mean, air is like really the opposite of us. So I mean, it's really hard for us to think our way out of a situation or get the logic aspect of being like, this is crazy for me to worry about, I should stop. It's like, no, we don't have that. You know, we don't have that button, actually. But in terms of all this, what else do we need to know? I really feel like for those of you who need to stand up and say what you need to say to people and like put them in their place, like you will. But I really feel like you guys are moving on this month. You're moving on to something better and bigger, and something that means a lot more to you, and you're going to get away from whatever conflict and the frustration and the lack of respect that it feels like you guys have been dealing with. You're like, no, I deserve way more than that, and actually you were trying to point your finger at me and say I'm like the messed up one, like you guys are the messed up ones here. What is going on with my bangs? Who knows? I just got them trimmed yesterday. They're fucking crazy. So we're just gonna live. Because again, I can't with this weird stuff, but just ignore my hair. It's really humid out. Let's look at the love. Let's look at the love. Because I'm just gonna keep telling you guys, don't lose the faith. Keep the momentum. Believe in yourself. You can do this. Like, you can get through this. You and Aries, like, I mean, everyone's gonna need that push, because once like Jupiter goes retrograde in Aries, like by the end of this month, everyone's gonna be like, what do I do? Oh my god, what have I started? I can't do this. Like, don't get into that mindset, especially when Mars moves into your first house. Okay, actually, like, be ready to pick up the weapons and fight for what you want. So let's look at love. Ooh, okay, we're flying out. We're jumping, flying. Interesting. Okay, one at a time. That's like chaos. Please, one at a time. Okay. Interesting. It's like, whoa. This is kind of interesting. So I thought that love was like looking, I mean, it is, but there's definitely something going on here. There's definitely conflict. But I mean, like, there's a lot of conflicted energies this month, so I'm really not surprised to see conflict thrown in the mix. But the first two out here are Page of Swords and the Ten of Coins. I feel like as we're looking... Sorry, I didn't know what that noise was, but I guess it's someone not driving well. But Page of Swords and the Ten of Coins there, I feel like not only, like, I feel like for some of us, like, we might be looking, I mean, we're looking for the long term, and for those of us that are not, like, it seems like the other person is looking for the Ten of Coins. So we want to start a family, we want this, we want to move in together, we want to live with somebody. I think, like, for a lot of you guys, like, you're focused on, like, the living situation aspect of each other, like, of a relationship if you're in one, and if you're not in a relationship, like, we're looking for a long-term thing that we can build a life with, you know, that we can see through to the future, because Ten of Coins is long-term. That is generational kind of energy. It's solid, it's stable, it's something you can build a house with, and I really like that. It's also very, like, physically comfortable. I feel like you guys are looking for someone you can be really physically comfortable with and really build a life with. And again, it could also just be the opposite of the other person is coming at you, Page of Swords, and saying that that's what they want with you, and they see you as that. And with the King of Wands and the Five of Swords, I don't know, there's like a disparity between that. I feel like there's like a bit of a back and forth of like control energies versus not control. Like, I don't know, it's like I want this, oh now I'm afraid. Not control, but like cold feet kind of stuff. Like, you might be starting something with somebody like maybe even a Sag or like a Leo, because again, or even by Leo season, there could be a lot of conflict there. I just feel like there's some conflict in between, like, this person has really high ego energy, like they think they're always right kind of stuff, and Five of Swords, we might not be communicating in a way that is really, like, it's kind of combative. So just, again, like I think I've mentioned that thread, like there's a combative energy here. However, I can't ignore that I saw the tower come out, and I can't ignore that it's right here with the fucking sun. So, I mean, we gotta talk about that for a second there, because that's a lot. So we have the tower and the sun here, and as you can see, it's smog, and there's this really beautiful energy of like the sun. Oh my god, this is throwing me off so much. Okay, there we go. The tower, though, if this isn't stable, it's not going to stay together. And I think for some of you that are like looking at this with the sun, it could be a realization that something that you've started isn't going to work out. However, I also see this as like, I don't know, this is a really specific download I'm getting for some of you. You could be hearing from an ex or somebody that you really like. I mean, when Tauruses are done with people, we're usually like, that's not going to happen again. Like, that's kind of over. And this person isn't like thinking that. So it's kind of like, I feel like there's like a real shock moment for you that you were not expecting. And you might have to tell somebody, like, that's not going to happen again. Like, no, I'm not interested that way. They might come to you and say, like, I see you as the person I should be with. And you're going to be like, this seems like it's all in your head and it's your ego talking. However, if this is you feeling this way towards somebody else, take note of this energy. Could be either way, but I kind of see this as somebody else coming in during this time, and you kind of being like, I kind of saw this coming, I've had this feeling. And Tauruses are very psychic in that way, but like, it could have something to do with Leo. It really could, because we do have the King of Wands there, and we also have the Strength card here with the High Priestess. I would say if you feel this coming, and this is resonating with you in a way that's like, I sense this shit coming, like, I think I know exactly who this is, like, trust your gut, you're probably right. But we're gonna need to, it's like very weird, I don't know, it's like, you would expect this person to come in a normal way, and it just doesn't seem that good, like that. But there's a real like moment of like, whoa, what the hell, like where you have to look at this for what it is. This is, I feel like I need to pull some clarifiers here, because this is like a lot of intense energy, and like, I don't know. It came out like, we started it with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, and now I'm seeing this and I'm like, huh. Like I said though, that doesn't always have to do with love. Just because they are the love cards does not always mean like that. And it could be for a lot of you guys, you are going to be settling some romantic things by the end of the month. However, I feel like this has a lot more to do with loving our life and choosing to love something and love it back, have it love us back that kind of way. It's kind of what I felt more about, but you know, we'll see. With the Tower, the Sun, High Priestess, trying to clarify what's happening in terms of love and romance there. Yeah. Oh man, this is like awkward, ain't it? Ugh, what the fuck? Alright, well, we get the the Chariot and the Four of Swords there. The Chariot and Four of Swords, like, I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing. I just see it as like, don't try to rush forward. It feels like, this is a good way to put this. This is what I'm kind of getting from this. You're both on different pages of what you want. And that's going to be up right front and center, probably around the Mercury conceiving. Okay? We're going to have to deal with that around then. I also, I'm like getting a really big feeling now. So we have that full moon in Capricorn, and I really think that's going to, this could have something to do, because I don't know, I feel like your cards are really chaotic around then too, because I feel like I did a reading right around December through like January, that time, December through February, when Venus was retrograde in Gemini, in Capricorn, and it's going to bring that situation back. So whatever situation you were dealing with then, just expect that to come back, okay? We're going to say that real quick because it's messy, it's rough. I would say you are going to be very like upfront about it. I feel like you're going to be very much like, no, like I said, like that's done. And like, whether you've been holding on to this or not, like I'm at this point, and you can't be coming in like holding on to this heartbreak. And you're not going to resurrect that within me again. Don't let somebody come back in with their Tower moment here, thinking, like throwing their energy and all this stuff back onto you, okay? Because it's not your fucking problem. It's not your responsibility to deal with this, okay? And if this is you feeling some way about somebody like from around that time that you were dealing with, don't bother. I'm going to tell you right now, walk away right now. Choose to walk away and choose to put the energy into yourself and to a different love situation, and it will be much better, okay? But the world is there. It's like that chapter is closed. You're in a new chapter now. Don't let that come back. You close that out. How did you deal with that? What kind of new beginning was that for you? Continue on that. Don't let that stuff back in. It's not worth it. All right? So, Taurus, we're going to pull a Romance Angel Oracle card for you, because that's wild. And then we'll pull a Power Deck card for you as well. For Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Love, and Romance. Oh, man. What? Oh, now I'm walking into it. I don't know. It feels like people are trying to get things in terms of relationships and love out of you this month that you don't have the fucking energy, time, or anything to want to deal with. And that's okay. You shouldn't have to. Just because somebody else feels a certain way and is coming at you after probably, it feels like forever of not letting on about this. Because with that Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords, it's like, so you've been holding on to this heartbreak for how long? But you, like, why didn't you move on? I feel like this happens to Tauruses a lot. I don't know. If you're a Taurus, let me know. But I don't know. I've found that Tauruses tend to be the people that have the exes that come back and, like, after, like, a year and be like, but I'm still in love with you. And you're like, I haven't talked to you in a year. How are you still in love with me? You don't even know me anymore. Like, that's insane. It's that kind of shit. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm going to take those two. So, healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon. And for those of you that are in a relationship, I don't want you to freak out and be like, it's going to be a breakup, or like you're married or something. It could just be that you guys need to, like, spend a little time apart. Or maybe they are traveling. It doesn't have to be anything big. It's just, you might feel a little bit more separate from this person. You might end up reuniting with them by the end of the month. But it's just going to be an interesting month for a lot of Tauruses. I think there's just a lot of people are going to be in a really conflict-heavy mood. They're going to be, it's not going to be a pleasant time. We're just going to say that, all right? And then we got the Power Deck. So let's pull some cards from that for you guys. All right, Tauruses, the month of July. Oh no. All right, we got Transformation. I love this card. It's really pretty. And once again, I'm going to have a really hard time holding this. Don't make fun of me. I can't figure this shit out. Oh my god, please just... I'm going crazy. Oh my god, please just stand straight. Okay. The power of your intent leads you around the sacred wheel of endeavor. Begin today with trust and innocence in the early hours. Imagine a quiet pond and see the reflection of your true self. At noon, take a moment to close your eyes and dream. Image the transformation that this day offers you. Seek the strength and wisdom through your ability to love to bring this transformation into action and into the words you speak. At night, give thanks for the illumination you have found. Know that the form of your intent leads you to the power of transformation. Beautiful. So yeah, there's a real need, again, be grateful for what you have. There's a sense of, like, be grateful and more things are going to come to you. But again, you have to trust that these things are going to happen. Like, you have the intent to make transformation, so do it. Let it happen.